Republican legislatures in two key swing states managed to secure Republican supermajorities in at least one of their chambers following elections on Tuesday. But in North Carolina, it wasn't an election that shifted the balance, it was a personal decision made by a state Democratic lawmaker. According to WCNC News, Representative Tricia Cotham, a Democrat who represents the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, is facing pressure from her fellow Democratic colleagues to step down due to her plans to announce her intention to join the Republican Party. House Democratic leader Robert Reeves and State Party Chair Anderson Clayton have described her decision to switch parties as a betrayal of the voters who have overwhelmingly supported Democratic candidates up and down the ballot. Cotham is set to make her official switch to the Republican Party at a news conference on April 5, where she will be joined by Republican House Speaker Tim Moore at the North Carolina Republican Party headquarters in Raleigh. Her decision to switch parties will give the Republicans a supermajority in the legislature, granting them the ability to veto Democratic Governor Roy Cooper, as reported by Axios Charlotte. Democratic leaders expressed their anger and resentment at Cotham's decision. Representative Tricia Cotham campaigned as a Democrat and supporter of abortion rights, health care, public education, gun safety, and civil rights. The voters of House District 112 elected her to serve as that person and overwhelmingly supported Democratic candidates up and down the ballot, Reeves said in a statement cited by WCNC News. Now, just a few months later, Representative Cotham is changing parties. That is not the person that was presented to the voters of House District 112. That is not the person those constituents campaigned for in a hard primary and who they championed in a general election in a 60% Democratic district. Those constituents deserve to know what values were most important to their elected representative, he added. She no longer represents the values constituents trusted her to champion and should resign immediately, Clayton tweeted. Since Cotham has not issued a public statement about her intentions, it is unclear what led her to switch parties. According to Axios Raleigh, her colleague, moderate Democrat Representative Cecil Brockman, believes that her decision was expedited by the backlash she received from her fellow lawmakers after abstaining from voting to override Governor Cooper's veto on a Republican-sponsored bill that would ease gun regulations in the state. I think she just wanted to do what's best for her district, and when you're constantly talked about and trashed, especially the way that we have been over the past few weeks, I think this is what happens, Brockman said, per the outlet. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Democrats managed to flip the state's Supreme Court from conservative to liberal, but that's where the party's successes ended following Tuesday's elections. It appears Republicans in the Wisconsin Senate have secured enough votes to outvote the governor, the Center Square reported Wednesday, adding that State Representative Dan Nodl had about a 1,000-vote lead over his Democratic rival Tuesday evening. If he goes on to officially be declared the winner, that will give Republicans in the Senate supermajority control over Democratic Governor Tony Evers. There's more good news for conservatives, per the Center Square. Voters in Wisconsin on Tuesday said they want to change how bail works in the state. Both of Wisconsin's bail reform constitutional amendments passed by overwhelming margins. The first question that would change the Constitution to allow judges to keep people in jail or set higher bails for people accused of serious, violent crimes passed with about 67% of the vote. The second question that allows judges to look at more than just a suspect's likelihood of returning to court passed with about 68% of the vote. The amendments come after years of working to update the Wisconsin Constitution's bail requirements, and after the state's cash bail system came under fire because of the Waukesha Christmas parade attack. And finally, just over 8 in 10 voters in Wisconsin want people on welfare to have to work to receive public benefits, the outlet reported.